What's up, everybody? Welcome to the 505 interview series. Big D bringing it at you. Great show tonight. But before we get started, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me over on the gram at 505_memorabilia. Links to everything me will be down in the description below. And please, fire it out, man. Let's help continue to grow the channel out. Keep going. Also want to remind everybody there, use the link tree that's down in the description below and pinned into the comment section. Go support my advertisers, sponsors, and preferred retail partners. They help continue to keep all the great programming going on the show that you know and love. And if you want to still see this great content out there, go show them some love. Go take advantage of the exclusive promo codes only available to my viewers out there. Save yourself some coinage. Do it. Whether you're looking for accessories, you're looking for cigars, I got you covered on multiple different facets. I'm going to use a big word there. Also, I want to say, I posted that out, that half wheel this week, released out the 25 content creators and media channels out there that they're going to be using to create their ultimate best of 2025 cigar list out there, and yours truly was selected to be on there. It was such a great and amazing honor. Me being really, of all the people that are that they're going to be pulling from, I'm the only one that is exclusively with the boutique and small brand world out there. So I'm glad that the love's going to be spread out to those people, to those brands out there that work really hard. And I've spent the last 6.5 years busting it for all these brands, getting them, showcasing them, promoting them, getting the word out about all these different brands to the people out there. So I'm honored that I was one of the 25 selected that they'll go through. And a little bit of house cleaning. A lot of you asked me if there was any way I could do my top 10 list, but not make it 25 minutes with all my explanation on why I picked everything and where everything was at. Tomorrow morning, it's a 2-minute video, and it's just pictures. They'll say 10 and then down, 9 down with the honorable mentions. It's got everything in there, and it's just photos. And you can check that out, and it's a less than 2-minute video. I condensed it down for y'all. All right, so my guest tonight, purveyor of some of the finest Dominican tobacco out there, and of course, one of his UPNorth sales reps up there, Antonio Moon from GTO UPNorth will be joining me, and Dr. Oscar, who's having some technical difficulties, will be joining us as well. It's while we work through that, so we may have to work through some of Dr. Oscar's technical difficulties on stream, but don't worry, Antonio is more than a capable man of answering any of those questions out there, and then we can always go back once we get Dr. Oscar all set up and re-ask him those questions as well, so he can fully partake. So let's bring Antonio on.
Hey,
there he is, my man, Antonio. What's up, brother?
Good evening. Hey, thank you for having me on. And GTO Cigars on, and GTO Cigars up north. So definitely, we are GTO up north. I am one of Oscar's distributor partners. So up north, we are responsible for a lot of the national events that are happening around the country, and participate in those events for Dr. Oscar and the family as well, being the owners of GTO UPNorth. So definitely great to have us on. We appreciate you having us on.
I appreciate you guys coming on. It's I think it's been a really good year for GTO 2025. At least I think so, in my personal opinion. A lot of great stuff came out from Dr. Oscar and you guys really crushed it with a lot of your events and what you're doing and what you got going on, or at least planned for the future.
Yes, definitely. So PCA of course, is one of our biggest conventions, and we had excuse me, had a great time at PCA, meeting a lot of new friends and seeing a lot of old friends and customers. And yeah, so this year it was a big year as far as releases. We actually did some end of the year releases this year as well that normally we don't do, but we did. So definitely like to talk to you about that when we get around to that. But thank you.
For sure. And of course, I'm going with the oak barrel aged Maduro here, which is, my God, probably one of the best cigars I smoked all year last year.
Oh, outstanding!
It's one of my favorite, man.
And I just lit up the Patatu, which is the release from PCA 2024. So it's an 8x60.
Oh, it's a big
dream,
boy.
Yeah, dream cigar. So 10-year age tobacco. Of course, all the tobacco that we use is grown on the family farm, GTO Dominicana. So we don't buy tobacco, we grow it.
I love it. I love it. The one thing that I love about the oak barrel is just how that just woody oakiness just marries and blends so well into the tobacco, and it really just enhances the smoke for me, especially in the Maduro. Like, just to get, that those woody oaky notes and tastes and flavors, and then you add in the caramel and the chocolate and the spice. It's an all-around just delicious cigar.
Yeah, that cigar in that San Andres Maduro wrapper is outstanding. I like it because I get notes of when I smoke it. I get that black Cavendish notes in that. A lot of oils, black pepper. So I like that cigar. I get a little beef jerky in that too. I don't know if you ever experienced that.
So when I did my tasting notes on it when I first smoked it, I put in their dry aged beef is kind of what I kind of nailed it with. Yeah.
Yeah, see, you picked it up. Yes, definitely.
Yes. All right, so we got Dr. Oscar on. Let's see if we've got the technical difficulties worked out with him. Yeah. Dr. Oscar, can you hear us? Doesn't appear he can.
I can't hear you guys. Golly.
Oh my goodness. If he's using a computer, does he have his computer volume turned up?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me text him now.
Hey, technical difficulties. It's part of what we got to deal with. But hey,
turn up computer bar. Turn up computer volume, maybe. I know he's gonna probably say he has it up already.
Yeah, all around. I've never had a bad cigar from GTO. Everything that I've smoked that I've put in my mouth it's always been top notched. It's just A+++ on there.
Oh, let me actually.
I think I can hear you.
Oh, mic check.
Oh, mic check. Can you hear us, Dr. Oscar?
Yeah, I got you on my phone.
Oh,
he got knocked out. When he got it together, he gets knocked out.
How about now, Dr. Oscar? Can you hear us?
Yeah.
There you are, Dr. Oscar.
That's because he's on his phone now, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, the switch.
Definitely.
Dr. Oscar, it's a pleasure to get to talk to you and meet you again. I have met you a couple of times, but I've never had a real opportunity. Oh, well, all right. I didn't want to gas him up anyway.
He'll be back.
On there,
definitely.
Yeah. So
he'll be back.
Do you yourself work on any of the blends that are put out there or manufactured?
The last couple of blends. I'm not a blender at all, and I tell people all the time, that is a science, and I'm not. I don't think I'm as patient.
Well, looks like Antonio went out. Boy, it's just a night of it's just a night of technical difficulties here, isn't it? Oh well. Well, I will. All right.
I'm in for the last time.
Doc, can you hear me, Doc?
Coming in, you're in the pipe, 5x5.
All right. Dr. Oscar, it is a pleasure to have you on. I have had the opportunity to meet you a couple times, but I've never had an opportunity to actually really talk to you, and I'm excited to talk to you, sir.
Oh, the honor is mine. I've seen the show a couple of times. I was like, hey, man, one day I like to go in there and chat it up.
I'm really glad that I can have you on, man. It's a real honor. I love everything that you do, and you are amazing to actually be able to what you put out and your way your mind thinks and the way you work with your blending and your manufacturing, man. It is purely, it's just genius.
Oh, thank you, bro. Damn, man. That'd be so much compliment.
I know. Look, this is going to be a big gas up fest for you here, because I'm not just a consumer, and I'm just not a guy in the media as well, but I'm also a fan, so I'm really going to fanboy out a little bit tonight.
Oh yeah, appreciate that. Honestly, bro, like it's just something I feel I'm purpose driven. I feel like it's like my endeavor. It's something I gotta do, and you know what? I enjoy doing it. I really I like talking to people. Maybe because I'm an educator. Like I teach medicine and I teach. I've always been a good listener. And I just love watching people getting it right. Listening to them, watching them do it. Maybe I love correcting behavior when I see that somebody's not doing it appropriately. Because it's all about learning the art. There's a lot of things I tell a lot of people that there's a lot of things in life you can make it your own, but this art form is something that transcends time. It's something. Imagine we've been doing this. What we're doing right now. People before, like around the caveman time, they used to get together around a couple of rocks and light a fire, and they would smoke, some leaves. It's a beautiful thing. But if we don't respect the rules, then it becomes just a fad, and that's something that I'm against. So I'm a purist. I'm a traditionalist. I believe in following the ceremonies that are all part of this of what we call smoking. So all that endeavor to me is something that I just got to keep on going out there and teaching and sharing wonderful tobaccos, especially ones as nice as the ones that I produce. Like I'm really proud of my stuff, just because my whole family and my whole component, my team, we're about, including Tony, he makes number 400. We have about 399 people back home busting their tails so that we could all have a wonderful experience on this side and all over the world.
Yes. So before we got you getting in here, I was telling him about the Oak Barrel Maduro, which I thought was by far one of the best cigars I smoked in 2025. Just everything about this cigar hit. That just the way that oak married in with the San Andreas, the flavors, the punch, the spice, everything about it. It sang to me when I first smoked it. Like I got 2 puffs in and I immediately had to pull out the drool bucket because it was just that good, man. Oh, I had to pull it out.
I love it. No, that alone, that cigar right there is a very complex cigar, and I think what makes me smile so much is that was like a mistake that, there's so much whimsical things that when you grow tobacco, you have access to a lot of different uh, material. Like I don't have to source tobacco, so my cigars don't change every week. I don't bullshit people and say I got an LE because that's what the guy that I found or the dude I'm working with he stumbled on like two pacas of something and we're gonna make something with it. That's all we got. That kind of bull. But I've got I got 3 year, I have 5 year, I have 8 year, I have 10 year age product. We grow 6 different varieties of tobacco. A curious thing that I like to tell people too is weird because my valley, where I grow the tobacco, there's two. It's actually almost divided in half by a river that comes off of the mountain. All the tobaccos, even though I grow the same 6 seeds up in the inner valley, those tobaccos up here it could be the same seed. I hope I'm not confusing people, but let's say it's San Vicente or Piloto. On this side, it tastes stronger on the side of the mountain, but on the other side of the river, the same tobacco is sweeter, a lot more creamier notes. So it gives me a wide palette of material that I can mess with. So I could blend for years just with the stuff that I got. So people always ask me, why don't you bring in something else? Bring in something. I'm like, I'm not hunting for anything else. I already have beautiful tobacco, which we've been cultivating in this region in the Cibao Valley for over 148 years now. Because I don't need, I don't need to seek. I have, and I actually am bombarded with having to correct blends. I'm smoking my cigars every day. I smoke, maybe not to the whole extent. I smoke a lot of cheroots. I'm checking the harvest. I'm checking the different years of primings that we have, and I got keep notes. My book is bound by a string. It's got about maybe 3,000 pages in it now. I just keep adding paper to it because every time I read something. So one day I'm going to computerize this stuff the day I become computer literate. But in the meantime, I'm going to just keep on creating stuff, smoking, changing, managing the blends that we already have, that we have that are moving already out there. We have about 26 facings out there. I don't plan on expanding that because I think that's a little bit too much. We definitely want. I tried to cover the gamut from all the way, to super mild with a hand infused vanilla cigar that I just put out there so people would stop smoking trash. Then I moved. Then the second level, I created a sweet tip, but using real sugar from sugarcane instead of using aspartame like these people. And people just go at these things because they're just band whores. Oh, look what I got! Look what I got! This is whatever the hell it is. And I'm like, I don't give a shit. As a physician, I know where you're going with that. Where you're going to end up. Slow down, because there's a lot of stuff that can happen to you. Just slow down and enjoy. And the more that we question the companies of the products that we choose to smoke from, I think people should do that. Just ask more questions about what you're putting in your mouth and what the hell you're allowing to go into your body. We are completely organic. But going to the 12-year oak bourbon barrel, the beauty of that cigar was when I took over the farm about 16 years ago, we had a plateau that was right up at about 3,000 feet above sea level. And up there, we only grew coffee. And I asked my cousins, what purpose are we using those 50 acres that are up there? Because if we're not doing, my intention was to build a home up there so I could see the valley and watch the farm from up there. And family members can go up and hang out. But they told me we grow coffee, and we do cacao. So I was like, okay, so cocoa and that. We don't need to plant that on the flat part. Let's just keep on using the inclines because that's really where that vegetation thrives. And why don't we plant the same tobacco we have down here up there? I tasted the soil and had some chemical composition test done, and wow, I said this stuff is more of a volcanic ash. So definitely a third level of soil that we discovered up there, which is very much like I find that is something that tastes something like Costa Rican tobacco, up in the middle of the valley. It's up there, and people have asked me, "Can I get some?" And I'm like, "Oh, like hell no! There's no reason why I'm going to let you have anything." He goes, and they're like, "Well, you're not gonna help us out." I'm like, "Listen, bro, dog eat dog. I'm gonna survive. I got to keep on going, and this is mine. So I'm gonna keep messing with it." That one, I brought it down. I smoked it. I said, "This is incredible, very, 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 very beautiful." And and if you smoke, I know if you smoke the rest of my stuff, you're gonna say this doesn't taste like anything else because it's totally different. So the product we had already, I already came up with a blend for that, and it just sat there for about a year, and I was like, well, this because I felt that there was something missing because I whenever tobaccos are a little bit too strong or have a lot of complexity, just more notes than it should, in my opinion. I like to calm it down. So I said, you know what? On my long walks on the weekend in Atlanta, on this beautiful boardwalk that we have over there, it's called I forgot the name of that shit now, but it's an area where you can do a lot of walking. It was a railroad path, and now we people walk on it on the weekends. That's where I like to walk. Every weekend when I get off a shift, I go over there, I light up a cigar, and I just walk from one end to another, grab a beer, grab something to eat at Ponds, and then come back. It's called the belt line, and that's when I discovered that I liked the oak leaves that were hitting me because it was like a windy day, and I was like, why do I have like these leaves in my pocket? Because they just flew into my scrub shirt. So I took it out and I bent some and I lit it up on fire while I was smoking the blend, and I was like, wow, these two really, really go well together. Like if I got peanut butter, this is the jelly that I was looking for. Pretty fantastic, right? So I put it. I didn't know how to incorporate that particular note, but I spoke to a friend of mine who's one of the master distillers for Macallan, and he had said, brother, do what we do. We age in oak barrels, in oak bourbon barrels. I was like, man, that's what I got to get. So a little drive down to Tennessee, picked up about a good 400 barrels, had them shipped to the country, back to DR. We reassembled them. It took my cousins a while to put that back together again because we had they didn't have a clue because we don't, honestly, in Dominican, we don't mess with barrels. And we put the blends, the leaves back inside in whole leaf, not in the cigar. We left them in there exactly 2 years. We were doing taste tests every 6 months to see how it was going. I did an additional 5 barrels for an additional 1 more year to see if I missed the mark. Was there an improvement? Is good, better, or worse? And honestly, it was just the same. So I decided not to extend the aging process in the barrel for more than 2 years. So I put on the band and on the box that it's 10 years aged, and then 2 years in oak bourbon barrel, which is pretty phenomenal. It gives it those nice oaky notes in the Maduro. It's just fantastic. Thank you.
Oh yeah, it is. It's one of it. I think it's one of the best cigars I smoked all of 2025, and I put it up there as one of the best cigars that I have ever smoked in 25 years of smoking cigars.
Man, thank you. What an honor.
You talked about because you talked about writing it down. I still take all my tasting notes on paper.
There you go.
And I put it all on there, and I should I digitize it? I don't know. It just makes it easy for me when I revisit a cigar, I can always go back and I can look, how was it when I smoked it, 6 months ago compared to now, and what changed, and and I'm all about putting the pen to the paper, like you said. I just think it to me, as a guy who's a tobacco nerd, it just adds to the experience of the smoke, especially when you're smoking a really good cigar.
I agree. I totally agree.
And of course, I've got the Maduro oak barrel right here, which is fantastic. Look at that burn. Look at that burn. Laser. Perfect.
Thank you, Ed. Thank you.
The one thing on this one is that the retro on the Maduro hits different than it does on the is that the Habano, the other one?
No, yeah. Corojo.
There's a
Corojo. Yeah, the Corojo. It hits different than on the Corojo. It is a punch to the septum, and then just beautiful flavors that follow through, and I love it. It's so good. It's a total experience cigar for me.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. Well, we pride ourselves in creating a journey. You know, I tell people when you buy one, you just kick back, take your shoes off, or put your seatbelt on, and just enjoy the ride because it should be a beautiful smoke from beginning to end. You know, the beginning from the lighting, the nuances, the dry fruit, that from the cool draw, it's going to be perfect. There should be some beautiful things that come through, and then when you start once you move to the middle where it's more the sweetness comes, you start really tasting some of that sweetness come through. But then on that last third, that's where I ramp it up. I put the party at the end there, not on the front, you know, because my grandfather always said, if you're a 3 minute wonder, that you know why even be around? He's like, you got to go long. You got to go for the long.
That is hilarious. Yeah. So as you know, as somebody who's smoked quite a bit of your portfolio that you have out there, what has of all that you've manufactured, what was the hardest to nail down the blend where you're like, I think I got it, and then you kept tweaking and tweaking and tweaking, and you never thought it was perfect?
You know, I think the La Cura, because I was trying to there's a cigar that I smoked that I thought was pretty impressive. Yes, sir. That little guy right there is called a Gran Perfecto. So that cigar evolved slowly, but the blend was in the back of my head because it was because I'm very, I don't like to name cigar because I really don't smoke out the box, but I smoke really just my stuff. But this was a cigar that another manufacturer had given me about 6 7 years ago, and when he lit it up, I smelled it and I was like, oh my god, like that cigar is talking to me just from the notes that are carried in the air. I was like, I think I would like to smoke that one. So he actually gave me a box from my intrigue. He says, man, take a box, bro. I took it home, I smoked it, and I put it on paper the way I read it, using my tobaccos, my different primings from my different leaves, and I thought, so it's a work in progress when I try to blend. I hear guys all the time that they could blend. I don't understand this, because this is something I do since I'm 12 years old, learning that, and I wasn't even allowed to blend till I was at least 18. But putting cigars together, man, I can't put a blend together in one day. It takes me a minimum of 6 months to a year to perfect any blend, and if it's sometimes it'll take me up to 2 years. So I'm constantly working on the next blend. But that one, because the wrapper I was using at that time was a San Andres, it wasn't working with the blend. They just weren't, like, they were fighting each other. So I said, I'm gonna try my Connecticut, which the Connecticut that we grow on our farm actually comes out more green, looks more like a Candela. So I really don't really care for Candela. It's just the way, I just don't like it. Candela in its purest form, the way it was intended to be smoked, doesn't have any flavor. So I think we've all evolved from the doble claro and the Candela. We people What people are doing now is a novelty, is bringing back those wrappers, but then they're powering it up with ligeros and visos that are like off the hook, which doesn't do justice to that wrapper, because the wrapper doesn't contribute nothing but just uh, a holding receptacle for that filler and binder. That's all it is. Now, is it appealing to the eye? If you love green stuff, and if it's the Irish holiday, then I guess you get away with a trinket for a moment, but which is fine, But I don't mess around like that. So we have a way of aging and fermenting our product. Every manufacturer has their own way of fermenting their tobaccos, and it comes from time, doing a lot of testing, from experience. You better this, you better that, you stop doing this, things like that. And we have a way of fermenting our Connecticut leaf a little bit longer. We normally go about 6 to 7 more months on that wrapper leaf, and we can get it dark. It looks like a Maduro, but it's not a Maduro, because people confuse Maduro like it's just dark. It's Maduro. I'm like, no, it's not Maduro. If it's a Maduro, when you take your cigar and you put it in your lips, the head, and you rotate it, you should be able to taste a sweetness just like that. That's maturation. That's that process that's occurred where the sugars are liberated from just like a plantain that goes from green to yellow. And it becomes sweeter, right? Because there's sugars that are released as it ferments. So in that fermentation process, we'll go 6 or 7 months more, and it'll get just dark. But this cigar has beautiful, like, if you just smell it, it's just wonderful. It's like it just got some nice notes, and then you have when you smoke it in the blend, it gives it this beautiful creamy finish that just it subdues the blend, and it makes the blend proper to what I consider the perfect blend, and it also mimics that cigar almost incredibly. It's about the same. But the best thing is that my cigar, this one will sell in the stores for $10 to $11. So I feel like I'm like the Robin Hood of cigar makers, because I don't believe in taxing the customers. I believe get what you're supposed to get, but don't kill the customer, man, because I want you to come back and smoke another one. So I keep my prices pretty much under $12 to $13. I don't have there's only one cigar that goes above the 13 level, and that's my Don Emilio, which is my dad's blend, which is my ultimate cigar, which that for me is the best. That's a limited edition. We only do about 1,000 boxes a year.
It's fantastic.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. But that one,
it is fantastic.
That's a monster. But this La Cura is like we used to say in the old days. It's insane in the membrane. I just love it.
Yeah. I mean, I had no clue. I thought, because on the write-up on it, it says Connecticut wrapper. I thought it was a broadleaf wrapper, to be honest with you, just because of the look. But now knowing it's just how you age and ferment and cure your tobacco with that dark, that's so interesting, and it smells fantastic. I love it.
No, give it a shot. And technically now it is technically a broadleaf. It's a
broadleaf. Yes, it is technically now. Yeah. Chris here in the comments says he really enjoyed the Doble Kappa, and the painkiller is excellent with coffee. That's what he loves from you.
Oh, that painkiller. I think that's the painkillers will put me on the map. Being a physician, and at that time I was still. I had just left the Air. I was just getting out of the Air Force and working the blends. Working my way out of it, because they didn't let me go for another four more years. But the painkiller, it was something I prescribed every day, and I always tell people, smoke twice a day. You'll live longer. And it's true. You will live longer if you smoke cigars. And cigars actually produce ATP, so it prolongs life too. So at least smoke one a day, goddammit, so you'll be around a little bit longer. But that painkiller has five beautiful leaves, and we use the wrapper from our farm. So it's a puro, and it's just a phenomenal smoke. I make it in different vitolas, because you could find that painkiller blend in my Lancero. I have it in. I bought the Lancero because I'm gonna smoke this one next. But I have a Lancero. I have it in 70. I have it in a 60, and we also make it in the big cigar But that one I fortified a little bit more. We call that one the Patatu. Patatu, which means to stroke out, because that one's got some power in it. And I literally I gave it a little bit more, some Wang Chung in there, so it can, it's definitely a little banger. I'm not a proponent of knocking people on their butt, but the request was there. A lot of guys in this area, they're like, "Yo, make me something like this," and I'm like, "Man, that's easy. I could do that, and that's easy to do. Adjust the blend. I could adjust any blend." I have not had that one, but I do enjoy a good cigar that will knock me on my ass every now and then. When the moment I stand up, that I have to sit right back down again. I think that's a beautiful. I think that's a beautiful sentiment to the blender there on that, where it doesn't. It's sneaky. It's sneaky where it's like, hey, this is a good smoke, and you're smoking, and you're like, and then you stand like,
Holy cow, that came out of nowhere.
Yeah,
For sure.
so Doc made a comment, and when we were discussing the MSRP of the cigars and how they cost, we started talking about why we are considered the accessible premium cigar, because where can you find a cigar and tobacco that's aged 8, 5, 8, 10, 12 years for under $15 in this here United States. So GTO, we are the accessible premium alternative to a lot of the cigars on the marketplace now.
Yes, and we got Katrina from Memphis who says the painkiller is a great introduction to your brand.
Oh, thank you, Katrina.
The anesthesia was the first one I ever had from you, and I loved it. I just thought it was something unique and different, something flavor wise I had never experienced before. It just, and again, it's one of those ones that hits on the right spot. That I smoked it, and then I had to smoke another one because I got lost in the smoke, and I forgot as I was taking notes, I just quit forgetting to write down on everything. I'm like, I gotta smoke another one because I gotta get my notes on it.
Roger that. Awesome.
So apparently, it gave me anesthesia. It was pure anesthesia because I was too embodied in it. I was just, man, this is good, and lost track of everything.
That anesthesia, it'll get it, brother. That's another fantastic little blend there. That one's only available in Corojo, and one quick note: a lot of people don't really understand what Corojo is. Corojo is the original leaf that we brought back from Cuba when we came back. That's what we grew down there, in Pinal del Rio. A lot of people wanted to change it, so they morphed it. It's been hybrided maybe twice in its life, I believe. I'm not a botanist; that's not my thing. But that part I don't do. But somebody worked on it because they were trying to get it cheaper and more accessible. This stuff is not sun tolerant. We have to grow. True Corojo grows under some kind of screen. We use dark silk screen. Other people's use. I think the guys in Honduras, which I believe the only other family that has the original leaf seed like us, is the Aroas from Honduras.
Yeah.
So if you're into that Corojo and you like it with a little bit of power, definitely check out Aroa, because that's a very interesting family. They're also a legacy brand. It's family generational. Those guys grow their own tobacco. So very very passionate about what they do. But the Corojo was mutated and then called Habano. And then now you can't even use that term because Habano, the Cubans took it back and said it's against the law for you to use that name unless it comes from Cuba, it can't be called Habano. So the everybody else now that doesn't have the true Corojo, they call it sun grown. And then to me, the only weird thing about something that why call it sun grown, because I believe all tobacco is grown in the sun. So you could I would have hit it with another name,
Now I've asked a brand that before too, and I said the same thing. Isn't all tobacco sun grown? And their take on it is for the sun grown. On it is it's the higher primings that get the most sun, so therefore it's sun grown. And I'm like, okay, but still, all tobacco is grown in the sun. You're just using different primings doesn't really kind of make it. I guess if you want to break it down, okay, so it gets the most sunlight. All right, I got you. Okay, that's why you're calling it sun grown. Gotcha.
Well,
okay.
To a testament to what that does is the experimental part of that. It was done so that it would be more sun tolerant. So you could get away with growing it without this new breed. You can grow it without shade, and it's more insect repellent. Like it doesn't get attacked by pests. So definitely it was something. I just don't like anything that has been changed, anything morphed, that's been messed with genetically. Then to me it loses its feng shui. Like I just don't want to. I don't want it near me. I don't play with it, and I'd rather not do it at all. That's just the kind of guy I am. I'll just nix the project. We're not gonna mess with that. So we're happy to have the original Corojo. We still have San Vicente. San Vicente is phenomenal tobacco. There's 5 different kinds of San Vicente that I know of, and what a beautiful thing to something that was born, you know, between cultivating 2 different leaves. It just happened, you know. But it's a beautiful thing. San Vicente is beautiful. Criollo is beautiful. Piloto is beautiful. Um, what can I say? They're all wonderful, and I love them all. I use it. I use all of it. You know.
So you've been one brand the last couple of years when I always recommend to people, and they always say, "Well, it's Dominican, and Dominican just isn't strong enough for me." I go, "Then you haven't smoked anything from Dr. Oscar. Most of his blends are all Dominican puros, and he's got some pretty hefty blends out there that will knock you on your ass. That will compete with the Nicaraguans and Honduran tobaccos out there." And then they
Yep.
smoke it and go, "You're right. You know what? Maybe I've been misjudging Dominican." I was like, you just gotta, not don't fall into that trap out there that tobaccos from certain countries can't pack a punch if they want. If they want to, they can, and it's just all about how it's blended and how they age and cure the tobacco, where the tobacco is coming from, how they're growing, all of that plays a factor into it. And I'm glad that you have a brand out there that, that's predominantly Dominican in what you make out there, that you can go, no, you want a Dominican that will knock you down. I've got a brand for you.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, and here's the thing. I can make intensity, but there's a formula that it has to follow. For me, besides flavor, taste, it's got to have, when it starts to once it starts to combust and you kick back, it has to have aroma. Like the aroma has to come, and then it has to be able to give you uh like something to hold on to. It's like a story as you're smoking it. You could place yourself in this journey. Then the most important thing of all is that the cigar has to be balanced. A lot of people don't understand balance. A lot of people get cigars that they just want to be knocked on their ass. Well, that's a monotone, fucking easy ass piece of shit that I can make in 10 seconds. Where I could roll up, I could grab Lajero from anything, wrap it in bullshit filler, and give it to you, and watch your eyeballs just freaking, just boil up. But that's not cool, because that's not what this is about. You're not resting. You're not relaxing. Lounging is simply that, like that. It's calming down, guys. So I want to deliver all of that with the balance, but at the same time, I want it to finish. I'm pretty sure as you're smoking this cigar, you're able to taste that it doesn't have any aftertaste. That is something that I pride myself on. For the value to get this level of smokability and zero aftertaste, you'd have to jump into Davidoff. You just have to go, or the higher numbers of Fuente, to smoke cigar that are like ours, that tell your story, don't burn your tongue. There's no tongue bite. There's no aftertaste. There's no shitty long finish, and you're not trying to scrape your tongue. Tomorrow morning is where you'll thank me if you smoke my cigar and you didn't mess it up with smoking some other crappy weird shit. Tomorrow you don't have to scrape your tongue. You don't gotta you don't gotta get your plastic stick or your tongue depressor and start scraping your tongue to get all that nasty smell out of it. And another thing that I've discovered, because I walk into a lot of medical clinics where it's we're very very clean. People can smell anything. When I smoke Dominican, people don't get offended. People tell me, "Wow, they actually compliment me. Man, you smell good." But if I smoke, or I was near people smoking Nicaraguans or potent cigars, the people just they turn their face. Wow, bro, you reek. Your clothes stink. Your wife will look at you twice. She'll be like, "Double take. What the fuck?" So what? Not I'm not bashing their countries. I think that excellent Nicaraguan companies that produce premium cigars have done their due diligence. to calm that down. Padron, fantastic. I don't get anything from there, but that's a tribute to their aging process. To me, they sit on their stuff just like Perdomo, just like AJ, what's the other guy with the P, Plasencia, Nestor. These are guys that age their tobacco to calm that stuff down. That's the only way I could attribute that their cigars. But over there, I guess that process costs a lot because their cigars are shooting the way up. Like I find them a little bit, at 16, 18, 20, $22. That's a little bit for most of the regular people out here. That's fine. There's a price, there's a cigar and a price point for everybody. But for the vast majority, an $18, if you work, a lot of people that work out there, some people are like, I don't care. And I'm like, well, I asked them, what do you do for a living? And how much do you make an hour? Because if you're just making $15 or $20 an hour, well, you just bought a $20 cigar. That cigar is worth your 1 hour of your time, the work that you just did for an hour. So, imagine with mine, you could buy two. Sometimes there's even, you could get a box press painkiller for $8. And you can buy you could almost get three. So I'm just trying to do the best I can for humanity, because I want more people to enjoy cigars and experience what this art form it just does, man. Your hair will grow, your eyebrows will get thicker.
That's why I got that thick beard going. It's all that good tobacco.
That's a GTO beard right there.
Yeah, it's a G. You talked about not putting out something that's heavy, because that's seeming to be what a lot of people are asking for. But I've smoked cigars for almost 25 years, and I'm at that point in my journey where I'm out there is I don't care so much about the strength. I care about the flavor, whether it be a mild cigar or whether it be something that is full bodied. If the flavors are there, that's what I'm after in cigars. I'm not after I just want it to be as strong as possible. I want that vitamin N to kick me in the face. I'm not into all that anymore. I want taste. I want the flavor. So, that cigar's too mild. It may be too mild for you, but the flavors come alive in the mouth. That's what I want. And whether it be mild, medium, full body, that's what I'm after when I smoke cigars now. And I get that from you on all levels, from your mild to your full bodied. I get flavor there. I don't feel overwhelmed by how heavy the strength is on it. I don't feel overwhelmed by the amount of nicotine that's pulsating through, where I got the shakes afterwards, where I really feel like, as you said, you've balanced everything perfectly and everything's harmonious how it goes, and I'm getting an excellent experience to where half the time I got to smoke two because I forgot to take my notes because I was just too into the cigar.
Yeah.
No, hey,
so
okay.
you make
a lot. Well, go ahead, Tony. If you make your point.
Okay, you made a good point there where you talked about and Doc brought this up as well. And we kind of gauge where we're at in the public. We're at the festivals that we do. And recently I was in a festival in Philadelphia at Oaks, PA, Cigars and Lifestyle Fest. I want to shout out those guys, Alan with Lifestyle Magazine. And everybody who came to that festival was looking for Dominican portals. And that is a testament to what people are walking back on, wanting more complexity, wanting more notes, want more of the cigar smoking experience and lounging experience that the Doc referenced. I'm starting to hear that more as I get out in public and travel across this great country of ours and meet people. And people always say, "Are you Dominican? Is your product a Dominican product?" And when I say yes, we get and people want to hear the story. They want to hear the Doc story and how we got here and what we're doing to get to the next step and bring them along with us. So yes, Dominican cigar tobacco, and especially GTO cigars, is becoming a talk of the town, and we like that.
For sure.
Yeah.
I want to congratulate you on coming full circle, because you're now at at a professional level, because a lot of guys they travel and then they just think that because they're, I can't tell, a lot of people don't know who I am. I walk into a lot of places and people, they're like, what you smoking? And I don't have a band on my stuff, so I'm like, I told them it doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter if you're smoking a GTO. Like I told guys, get off the band bullshit. Don't show me your band. Because I feel like taking that cigar and slapping you with it. What the hell's wrong with you? Your choice is your prerogative. I could give two Fs, whatever you stick in your mouth. But here's the problem: as a physician, every day I see 50 to 60 people. Everybody's pushing the envelope on everything that they can do. The diabetics eating sugar, the fat people keep eating, the skinny people don't want to eat, so they die from malnutrition. Or they run too much. They waste all their joints. Everything that you do is crazy. So I say, hey, in moderation, you could do everything. Just calm down, go easy. Just don't be don't be a name whore. Like if you bought that cigar, well, hey, tough titty, bro. You just blew $40-50, bro. That's on you. And if you got it, go for it, bro. Do what you buy more. But if you're a boss, buy a box, bitch. Like I'm tired of these dudes with one stick. He goes, yo, you bought that? He goes, yeah. Why didn't you buy a box? Because I bought He goes, I bought 3 boxes of this shit. He goes, but that's how He goes, money's not a problem for you. Go get a box, because that's what a big boy does, or a big girl. If you're in the game, you buy, because you got to understand the history. Here's a novelty. Most people don't know that you're supposed to buy a box whenever you show up at a place, because the idea of buying a box is not that you have too many of any one thing. And to me, you shouldn't be storing it. But every box is like it's like if you took a selection of people in life. You take 25 people and you put them in a room. There's gonna be one weirdo. There's gonna be one guy that has a different trend. He likes doing something weird. But then there's gonna be about 18 to 20 that are just cool ass people. So in every box is like a box of chocolates, according to what's his name?
Forrest Gump.
Yeah, it's the same thing with a box. I buy a box of anything. There's gonna be one that's plugged. There's gonna be one that burns wonky. There's gonna be one that does different shit. And I tell people all the time, like, you deal with people with the good things and the bad things. If your cigar is wonky, man, pick up your goddamn lighter. Correct it. Fix it. Don't start crying because you see a little thing on the side. Because if that's the case, then we can nitpick everything about the person that's smoking the cigar. Did you iron your shirt? Did you clean your shoes? All these things. Are you courteous? Did you shut up when everybody else was quiet? Do you talk loud on your phone? All these things are the same thing that I attribute to people that are smoking cigars. So if you're smoking your cigar and it does something weird, fix it. If you're a professional, you have your own lighter and you have your own cutter. Fix your cigar, because cigars, the tobacco, nobody can control what each leaf is going to do. Every cigar will burn differently. Every cigar, for the most part. So you just got to be prepared to take care of the problem. And you know what? Keep going. You just keep on going. If you're standing in an area and there's a wind moving from one side to another, but you don't rotate that cigar in your hand, excuse me, the cigar's going to burn more on the side where the oxygen is hitting it. So you need to rotate your cigar. It's not the fault of the cigar. It's not the fault of where God placed the oils in this leaf. If it's oilier on one side, well, the other side is going to have less oil. It's going to burn faster. So not a big deal. So I tell people that's not a break point for any smoke that's out there, because I've actually watched people pay good money for a good cigar, and then they see it doing things, and then they're going to talk about the fault. Oh my God, one guy said it's tunneling, and I'm like, it's not tunneling. Tunneling is completely different than what that is. But if it's running on one side a little bit, hit it with the flame. Fix it, guys. Fix it.
Hey, but then that takes away from the Instagram ready post I got to get out there. So
what's that?
Yeah.
I got to have that perfect photo out there with the.
Once you touch it up, it's going to get right. I can tell you that. If you had to. But most cigars, no. But I know you've been doing this for a while. But like you and I know that if it does burn a little bit more on one side, if you're smoking it correctly, a good cigar, and almost every GTO will correct itself. If it didn't, as it burns, it'll realign, and that's something you can expect from any high quality premium brand. It should, and if it doesn't, and then you know what? If it was totally a bad boy, something that totally pissed you off, well, go ahead and call me. If it was one of mine, you can give me a shout. I will. I'm on the other end of my mobile number, and my mobile number is on my webpage. So you can actually go to my webpage, pick up my number, call me. Hey, Doc, this one didn't do something. 90% of the time, it's not even our fault. It's always in the hands of the curator, the person that had the cigars in their humidor. Because some people, let me tell you, balancing a humidor is probably one of the hardest things to do for a retailer, and even for the people that own their own stuff that they have in their house. A lot of guys think that, oh, I've got a Herfador, or I've got a couple of coolers, and I throw Bovedas in there. Boveda isn't the end all. Just because you have a Boveda in there doesn't mean that your shit's gonna be right. You got to be inspecting these things. You got to be looking at them, especially if you're gonna try to keep more than 200 or 300 cigars, because now it'll be a casualty if you're not careful. So I would be watch the humidity, watch the temperature, because the temperature will also cause these things to expand and contract, especially now in the cold. Taking a Connecticut out to the cold and coming back in, your cigar is going to crack. It's going to crack. It's not a downfall of the maker or the tobacco. It's because the elements
It's good.
change that.
Yes, you're changing it, and you're going to change the chemical composition of how that tobacco burns, going inside, outside. How are you how are you lighting it? All of that plays a factor into it. It's not always the cigar is the problem. 90% of the time, it's the people are the problem.
Oh, for
Yeah,
sure, for sure, for sure.
yeah. Michael,
Antonio, we got a question here for you. Wanted to know what is your favorite daily GTO and what is your background? So people are interested in you there,
oh,
Antonio. So I'll hand it off to you.
definitely. So my favorite is actually released from this year is the Royal Game. The Royal Game is an outstanding cigar. So it's my morning smoke and it's my night smoke. It's a 12 count box. It comes in a broadleaf and a Connecticut Corojo filler, Corojo Lejo, outstanding Corojo binder, outstanding smoke. So that if that's the question, that would be my answer. The Royal Game. Again, that was a 2026 release, PCA release as well. And my background is I go far back. I've been smoking cigars since I was 18 years old. I'm an ex-military Navy vet, Hayes Gray all the way. There's no other service, not even the Air Force. Sorry, Doc. And I've been involved since the inception with GTO with Oscar. We are family. So we've been when he took over the farm, we had discussions, and he asked me, could we work together and create something in the north that he has uh, ultimately created in the south is a love of GTO cigars, and I love everything that Oscar blends. You asked me earlier in the beginning before Oscar jumped on, was I a blender, and I emphatically said no. So, and he's tried to teach me, and you know me, I think I tell the story every time I have a cigar, and I'll say, "Oh, that's the greatest cigar in the world," and he'll say, "You know what you're talking about? It's not even ready yet." So that's the honesty of it. So I'm still as I learn, and that's why I started GTO up north, is because I wanted to be the outlet for GTO cigars and be the good-looking one who people see at spaces. um, but my background, I'm ex-military. I went to culinary school, became a chef, owned several restaurants. So it's kind of it's the same. It's the chemistry of the tobacco and the food, because you're taking products, natural products, you're putting them together like tobacco, different premiums of tobacco, and you're creating a blend. It's the same as food. So it's a natural segue for me to be involved in growing the GTO brand, and in turn building GTO UPNorth to be that distributor, brand ambassador, the VP of sales for national accounts. And so that's what I do. I'll travel around the country as well as Doc, and we'll meet in the middle of the United States, and we'll put together some great events where we are showcasing our brick and mortar customers who are selling our products, because we're here to promote them. We're a boutique company. We don't sell GTO online. You can find it online through some of our retail partners, but we're not that company. We feel that if you're a boutique cigar, you should be in the brick and mortar locations and have everybody come out to the location, to the lounge, to the tobacconist, and buy their cigars.
Oh, there you go. And Chris, he was in.
All right, somebody got knocked off.
Plus, it's right here.
He's back. He's back. Can't hear you.
I don't hear him.
Me neither.
What did he do?
Can't hear you. Let me text him real quick. Let him know we can't hear him.
Can't hear you. Let me ask Tony, like, why is he wearing that red shirt? Why are you wearing the red shirt, Mr. Tony?
Right. Listen. So, as you, my cousin is Derek Stingley Jr. He's number 2. Oh, he's back.
How are you now? Here.
Can you hear me now? All right.
Yeah.
All right.
We were feeling the dead air space up. Don't worry.
Oh yeah. I was answering Chris's question, and then all of a sudden, the internet went, sorry, you can't work tonight right now.
Oh man.
Hey, yeah, I saw Chris. He said, "What branch?" Chris, we're the Navy, the only branch. Chris, come on.
I'll get out of here with that.
So, and people that don't know, GTO Cigars and GTO UPNorth, 100% veteran-owned, verified businesses. So, just in case people didn't know.
Man, I really love it. Doc, I just love this cigar so much. Like, it's one of those that I don't ever want it to end. Like that, just that good.
No, thank you.
You got you have the magic sauce with this one for sure.
Was that?
You started.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, Antonio said he started smoking at 18. So did I. I skipped school the day I turned 18 to drive to the cigar shop in Santa Fe, New Mexico, so I could get cigars on my 18th birthday, having no clue about anything about cigars. And the guys in there hooked me up with 3 cigars, and I had $100 in cash. And I was like, is this enough money to buy these? Because I had no clue what much cigars cost. I just thought, they're like, don't worry about it. If you like them, you'll be back. And that first cigar I lit up, I immediately, a couple puffs in, went, I think this is going to be a problem. And now almost 25 years later, yes, it is a major problem.
Hey, it's a good
Richard
problem to have.
Richard says, go Army.
We could use those.
Yeah. We need somebody to carry our skivvies. So we're good. Thank you. Thank you, Rich. So Oscar was asking me, why am I wearing this red shirt? Well, this is my cousin's jersey. He's actually playing tonight. Go Texans. Derek Stingley Jr. He's all-pro, first-team NFL cornerback. So we represent our family in every aspect of the game. So look for D-Sting 24 cigars coming soon.
Well, good. Right now the Texans are up 7-6. So we got a barn burner going on there in Pittsburgh tonight.
Awesome sauce.
Oh, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. It's going to be a long game and a great game. Two great teams.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, you have the magic sauce, Doc. Whatever it is that you're doing, I'm so glad that you're out there doing it. From the first time I had one of your cigars, I became an instant fan and an immediate customer of yours.
No, thank you, bro. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. Like my so I always have like something that I like to communicate to people like that are listening. Um, hey guys, if you ever get the opportunity to go to a shop, and regardless of who is exhibiting a cigar product, if there's somebody there standing behind a table, stop there first. Doesn't matter what you like. It's like it's very very it's just bad etiquette if you walk into a place, regardless if you only smoke one cigar, for whatever reason you believe that that's the only thing in the world. But if there's a guy at the shop that you walked into, stop at the table first, introduce yourself and thank him for being there, because this person probably traveled from who knows where. A lot of these new boutique guys, and you know what? A lot of the old brands too. Like some people don't know all the brands that are out there. It could have been somebody of a high, production company, whatever that's there. Stop, introduce yourself, and let them introduce them to you. And you know what? Pick one cigar up, buy one, because it might turn out to be the one you might like from here on. Cigars are There's a lot of cigars out there that are pretty good. So it's hard to put anything down, because you can make good stuff with bad stuff, and you can make bad stuff with good stuff. I've had that happen many times, where I put together a blend of the highest quality tobaccos, the hardest to find, and it didn't work out well as you put it together. And sometimes that same cigar, it's incredible. Even though I blended it and I put it out, it tasted good wet. And so the expectation is high. But at the 2 months mark, it was horrible. After that, you guys smoked it the first time, it was great. 2 months later, it didn't smoke that great. But 6 months later, it got better. And some of them, even at a year point, become great too. So there's a lot to every cigar. So whenever I walk into a store, I don't care who is standing there, I walk up to the person, introduce myself, and I tell them, I don't just buy one box. I'll buy a mixed box. I tell the guy, listen, let me get 24 of whatever you have. Give me four, different ones, because over the weekend I'm gonna enjoy these, and then I could determine whether or not it was my palate. I never say it's a bad cigar. I don't think anybody has a bad cigar, especially if it's made at a quality house. If the factory is golden, it's a good place. That product is going to be good. It might not just be your palate. So there's no need to mock it, make fun of it, because you picked up another brand that you think is better than the other one. That's corny. From a guy, hey, just be nice. Being nice is amazing, and it's part of this industry. Being a role model, people that smoke cigars should be the next level gentleman or the next level gentlewoman. We're not that we have to be refined, but we should have customs, culture. We should act a little bit better, and the way we love on each other. I have never had a problem with a guy who walks up to me and asks me for a cigar. But if you ask me for money, I'm gonna look at you twice. If you just say, hey, let me borrow $10, I'm like, fuck you, bro. He goes, you got two legs, you got two arms, do something. Help me out with something, I'll give you a couple of bucks. But if you ask me for a cigar is $10 to $15, I'll hand you one. So isn't that crazy how we do that for each other? We could be at an event and pass out our own stash or whatever we got, because that's the level of professionalism that all cigar smokers should have. But this mocking each other, making fun of each other, and this brand is better than this guy. It's unfortunate, because I know where that comes from. That comes from a lot of people that got into this business and treat it like a hobby. Hobbyists really sometimes can screw up something that's traditional, that's generational. So I always tell those guys, be careful how you handle yourself, how you express yourself, and how you dress, how you look, and follow the game, follow the part, so that in the end, if you do plan on taking it to the next level, where you start buying farmland and you buy a factory and you have four or five, three, anywhere from 50 to 20 people working for you, that you make, that you're going to make this a real business. Well, you want to be known for being the person that was honorable and respectable. So that's something that we need to all continue to do. Or if we haven't done it, let's do it, because this is a beautiful thing. And I'm in charge. I'm one of the people, and Tony too, and so are you, by bringing good information to the people that listen to this show, to be to be proper. Let's be proper, let's be good, let's respect people. They'll make fun of people that don't want to smell your stuff. If they think it stinks, well, move away from them. That's fine. Everybody has the right. I believe, I said, I'll move over. It's not a big deal. Oh, smell my fucking smoke because I'm a beast. I got money. I got a real Rolex on, which half the people that wear Rolex, they're fake anyway. But and that just tells you where they're going with this shit. So I tell them, calm the fuck down. Do a better job, because these people have caused dissolution to other people, and that's why you're getting these snappy responses, from retailers, from other smokers and stuff. Like, we should be just better people. Let's be a better kind of people if we're going to be called this new genre of cigar smoker, because I can only remember the cigar smokers that I've known in my life, and I can only speak great things of them, because they weren't acting a fool while smoking their cigars, because when you smoke a cigar, bro, you're honoring the 400 to 500 people that made that cigar for you. That these people, wake up early in the morning, and their hands are destroyed from working the land. If you ever mess with tobacco, your skin tone changes, or where you handle it. The tobacco oil changes your skin color. It messes up your clothes. It's a lot of things. So be nice and respect it, man. What a beautiful thing when it's done appropriately. It becomes like the hallmark of your day. Like, and with that, and that's what I wanted to say. And then stop calling cigars a yard gar. There's no such thing as a yard gar. Like if I always tell people, if you need to have something in your mouth while you're working, then you have a different type of fetish. You can buy a rubber dildo at the XXX store, stick it in your mouth, and just suck on that while you're working. When you finish, that's when you light up a cigar, and it doesn't matter what the price is. It could be a $2 cigar, it could be a $5, it could be a $50 cigar. But when you finish cutting the grass, that's when you sit in your chair with your cold beer, and you drink it, and you smoke your cigar, and you go, wow, look how beautiful the grass looks. That's from my effort, from my work. Celebrate each day. Celebrate the wind. Celebrate the sun. Celebrate camaraderie. Celebrate 505, because it's a great institution giving out great information. And give love to my cousin Tony, because Tony up north, he's freezing his ass off trying to do this, and I'm down here sweating my balls off in Florida.
Yeah, so I agree with you. I always say, like, there is no bad cigar. There are cigars that are for me and cigars that aren't for me, and I'm not gonna trash any brand or any cigar that I haven't liked. It's just not for me. But I'm not gonna tell you not to smoke it. I'll recommend you smoke it. Maybe there's something in it that you pick up that makes it good for you. It's just not for me. I know what I like in cigars. I know what I tend to gravitate to, and my palate, even 25 years later, is ever changing. It gradually, 2024, I was all about barber poles. That was that was just the thing that I was on, were barber poles. And then last year it was broadleaf. I was heavy into broadleaf last year. And we'll see what this year brings to me. It doesn't mean that because I didn't enjoy it, you won't enjoy it, because everybody's palate is built differently. And although we may have similar palates in what we enjoy, there may be something that's not for me that is for you. And I agree. And I think that there have been a lot of hobbyists who have gotten into there have been a lot of hobbyists that have gotten into the industry that you know, no names mentioned, that like to throw funny bands onto things and trash other brands out there because they think that their shit don't stink. And at the end of the day, you're putting out the same product regardless of what you're doing. So
Yep.
you're right. And I will stop I will stop calling it a yard gar when I'm doing yard work in the summertime. All right.
That was you. Oh no.
I'll stop. I'll stop calling it a yard gar. All right. I do enjoy smoking a cigar while I'm mowing the lawn. I do enjoy when I'm doing yard work. It's relaxing. It takes my mind off of me doing something that I'm not really wanting to do at the moment. So I'll, I'll stop. I'm just enjoying a beautiful cigar while mowing the lawn. There's no,
For sure.
all right.
Hey, for sure. Definitely. We love that part.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, rebranding the same cigar. Yes, the no names mentioned. Taking stuff that doesn't move off the shelf and throwing a new band on it and telling everybody that it's a new blend when it's not. No names mentioned. All right, we won't throw those names out there. But
I've seen that.
yes,
I've seen that.
the culture has changed, especially since the pandemic, with a lot of new people coming in that weren't part of it or just coming into that journey then because they had time on their hands, had changed a lot of the industry and the culture out there. And some of it for good and some of it for bad out there. And like Richard said, he's new in his journey here. He's only been smoking for a year and a half, and so he's still in that stage of trying to figure everything out. What does he like? What he doesn't like? Brands that he tends to gravitate to out there,
Yep.
and I think that that's important out there to find it. And Richard, I hope that you found a lot of great people that have been able to take your journey with you out there, that have been able to help you and have made great recommendations for you out there on things that you should try based upon where you're at in your journey, because you're only going to continue to grow and find. And I hope you don't get bad advice, or some of the dickheads that are out there are taking the fun out of it, because I still enjoy doing this and smoking and doing the content and putting it out there, and use the resources that are available to you out there, because there's a lot of great resources out there. There's a lot of great content creators out there, and it's a matter of just making sure you find your niche where you kind of belong into within the industry, and where you belong out there as a consumer, because you have a very important voice out there. And guys like Oscar listen to you, and as long as you continue on that path and you continue where you're going, Richard, you're going to be you'll be just fine.
For sure, brother. What a beautiful thing to
Well, I
do.
don't know if Ira is your mentor is a good thing or not. All right. Joking, Ira. I see you in the comments, Ira.
I can't be with Ira's, but if it's the Ira I think it is, that's a bad dude.
From
That's a real.
the Ira from the boutique cigar.
Okay. Hey, a
Yeah.
fantastic. Hey, a fantastic organization. The
Yes.
BCA, a lot of hard work on their end there. The getting things done. When nobody else wanted to do it. Hats off to that group. And the new groups. To me, anybody who's in there doing, if you're in for the fight, I'm gonna support you. I'm gonna support you because this is something unlike. I'm not a hobbyist. I have to be here, and I'm already working on the fifth generation, and getting ready to, one day pass the baton on to the fifth generation in my family. So we hope to be here for another 100 years, doing what we do, and loving what we do, and teaching people all the time, how to select a cigar, how to light a cigar. People take that for granted, like they just think fire to the foot and let's go. That there's many reasons why cigars don't burn right, and it's because we don't take. This is a thing that cigar
Put
smoking
it
is
right on
about
it.
time. Yeah, no,
Right.
they put that flame, they burn the shit out of it, and then the cigar tastes like shit. And it's operator error, man. So slow the hell down, guys. This is relax, relax all you want, because this is what it's about: relaxing, just taking it easy and enjoying what Mother Nature gave us. God gave us this for us to enjoy, and we give the smoke back to the angels. The angels, all of our family, everybody who's up there in heaven, they're getting the beautiful smoke. The bad people get the ash. When we ash down, the
I love
you know,
that. I love
you
that.
know. But hey, but I just want to do the most good for everybody. Every time I get a chance, I want to do it, and I think we should all do it. Let's love on each other. Let's love on each other,
Yes,
and continue
I
to.
agree.
Yes, sir.
I agree. That you know I I always like to sit there and think, you know, all the ancestors of tobacco's past, if watching us and enjoying and seeing how everything has changed, and hoping that the smoke I'm putting up in the air will satisfy them, that I'm having a good time and enjoying what they've passed down from generation to generation. That it's there. I, I think about my dad. Who my dad never smoked. He was never into smoking, but when I started putting out content and doing interviews, my dad was my biggest fan. Like he would watch every show that I do, and then he would text me being very critical of what I did in the interview, because he's a dad and that's what dads do. and but he was my biggest fan. He loved everything that
Excuse me.
I would put out, and he would support everything I did until he got too sick and couldn't do it anymore. But it was a great thing. And on the night he died, I had a very special cigar I'd been holding on to for a very long time that I lit up, because it was one of those cigars that I tend not to hoard cigars, because I always feel they're meant to be smoked. I have a couple that, for special occasions, I'm gonna light them up. And I lit up a very special cigar that night. One of the kinds. You're never gonna get it again. It's not manufactured. It's a special smoke. And I just sat there and I enjoyed it in his memory, because I'm like, he'd want me to enjoy. He'd want me to enjoy something, especially on a dark day like that. He'd want me to have a little bit of happiness and peace.
Yeah, a lot of
That's
families,
always good stuff.
we talked about the families. Even in my family, I don't drink, so people get around the table and they have a toast. But in my family, I have four children, three girls and one boy, and all my girls smoke cigars, and that's something we do together. We sit down and we light up a cigar, and then sometimes we have a conversation about nothing, and sometimes we just enjoy each other's time. So the lounging of the cigars and what it brings in my family, and Doc could attest to this, is something that is unmatched, and you can't replace it in my family.
You can't, you know, but whether it's between your family or whether it's between your cigar family out there, we all find a way to we end up all finding some way to connect over fermented dead plant matter, and it's fantastic, and I love it, because it's just like, who would have thought that some of my best friends that I have met in this industry, that I've only known for 5 or 6 years, I feel like over this I've known them my entire life. It's it's brought me closer to a lot of people out there than I ever imagined it would. And it's been like that from the day I started at 18 years old to now at 43 years old, that I'm continuously meeting new people out there that I feel like, man, it's like I grew up with this person, but I just met them yesterday.
That's beautiful. Cigar smoking is it's a beautiful thing. You know, we've been doing this for more than 5,000 years before the coming of Christ. You know, so I tell people, imagine if we were smoking 5,000 years before Christ even walked this earth. What a beautiful thing, because you know Jesus was a guy who was never alone. He hung out with 12 of his best homeboys. They partied together, they prayed together, they ate together. They always had wine and fish. What do you do when you eat fish and have wine? What do you do when you finish? You light up a great cigar. Jesus smoked cigars, and so did the apostles. And you know what their favorite cigar was? GTO by the Great Cigar. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That must be in the Old Testament.
Yeah, it's in the book of Oscar. You didn't read that part?
Hey,
The Book of Oscar. Okay,
it's
Okay.
in there. It's in there. It's in there.
it's in there. I'll have.
Yeah.
I'll trust. I have to go. I have to go back and revisit that. But yes, I think you know this has been around for a long time, and it has grown, it has shrunk, it has gotten big, it has gotten small, but at the end of the day, it has never left. And the ancestors from the past continuously pass down all their knowledge to now, where it's gotten scientific out there, where you talked about Husto and Christian out there, you know, investing a ton of money into their farm to make sure that what the soil conditions are, and to go back and what do we need to do, because we're having these same conditions this year that we had back in 2007, and how did we adapt to those conditions then to now, and what do we need to do? And so I think that, you know, as scientific as it's gotten, it's still, at the end of the day, the process doesn't change. It doesn't change one bit
No.
out there.
It's still done by hand. We don't even use digital anything at our factory. My cousins measure the heat of the fermentation with the back of their hands. They could tell you this is ready. It's at about 130. They just stick their hand in the pilon, and they say this pilon it's ready to be turned. I'm like, how? It goes, I would never stick my hand in there because it's hot, you know, like. But I can't gauge that. But you learn how to do those things. It's a beautiful, very very simplistic in many ways, but it's just tedious. There's a lot of work that goes into this. You know, a lot of picking, plucking, hanging, inspecting, every process, the curation, the fermentation, the aging. Then when you start putting the cigars together, even that process is hard. The putting the bands on, putting the cello, boxing. You know, there's so many aspects that are just beautiful, and it's painstaking, time taking. But it's a wonderful thing. The end product it's where it's at, man. And every time you nod when you smoke your cigar, and you just like, oh, that was good. That's validation. That's validation for all of that. You know, so hats off to all people that smoke wonderful cigars. Life is too short, man. You know, tomorrow I'm being in the medical field. I see a lot of people not make it till tomorrow. I work at night. You know, being in trauma is not a wonderful thing. I see they bring me people in pieces. Some people I can put back together again. Some people I just can't. And I tell people, don't waste your time today. You know, smoke a good cigar, make love, and love your brothers and sisters, man. Help everybody you see. Everybody you see needs something, and if you've got it, God gave it to you so you can share it. Do it. You know, and I'm not trying to be like the crazy Christian, but that's my motto, and Tony's the same way. We believe in just giving it, you know, doing our best for everybody. You know, whether you're a serviceman, I help all the disabled vets, civilians, law enforcement, whoever's out there that needs help. I stand up. I come out. Hey, what can I do for you, man? What are you doing? What do you need? Let's get it. Hey, and by the way, here's a stick. You know, if I got it, I can't tell you how many times I travel I-95, I-85, and I-75 up and down, and 65. And I can't tell you how many times I've stopped at a rest stop and people come up to me and they're like, "Are you the guy from GTO?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Oh shit, you're Doc." And then I open the back and I give everybody a stick. Yo, smoke. You know, I've had truckers follow me. Trying to, if I get off at the next, they're like, "Yo, you got cigars in there?" I'm like, "Yo, I got you, bro. Here's a couple. Smoke on, brother."
That I live by the, you know, I've lived by the motto that they're meant to be smoked. And I know people out there get something special and they don't want to smoke it because they'll never get it again, but and they always have an excuse for why they can't do it, or they need a reason. And I tell people, if you need a reason why you should smoke something that may be good or something limited or something you may never get again, you're alive. That's the best reason to have to smoke.
Yeah,
That's the best reason I can give you. You're alive. Enjoy it, because if you die and you never got the chance to experience that, you'll never know. You'll never know. You know, and then you know, and if I know you, I'm gonna go raid your humidor. That's what I'm gonna do. Because you'll want me to be happy that you're gone, and so I'm gonna raid your humidor because I know a good home they can go to.
Hell yeah.
that they will get smoked. I know I got a good home for them. I got plenty of rooms in my Tupperdors to they can go and sit and be enjoyed. You know,
Hell
so
yeah. All day long.
But yeah, don't not smoke something because you may never get it again. Smoke it because you enjoy. It's meant to be enjoyed. They're meant to be smoked. Don't hoard it. You know, it does no good sitting in your humidor.
No, share it, man. You've got a couple, bro. Give them to your friends, because then they're going to come back and give you a couple of theirs. It's just a beautiful thing. It goes back and forth, man.
That was one of those things that I loved, was that I, especially during the pandemic, was meeting new friends and trading cigars with people you just kind of met. It's like, "Oh, you like that cigar? You know what? I got something that you probably would like too. Let me send you some stuff." And you know, and just it's just that there and getting people, exposing people to new things that they may never have had the opportunity to have. It's like, nah, you know, I loved it. It was one of those great things, because I got cigars from people of stuff brands I never heard of, or brands that I can't find anywhere. And it's like, oh, I got some stuff that you'd enjoy too. And just that sharing and out there, sending out those mail bombs to people. And that's kind of, and then that kind of led, after things opened back up, when my birthday show, where I just give away stuff to people. It's just like, look, here, you know what? Let me build a bunch of custom samplers of rare stuff, of stuff that's not readily available, of brands you've never heard of. And let me send this stuff out to you. Let me give back to all of you who have watched and supported the show and the content. Let me share with you guys something with me. You know, I think that's what makes our group special out there, is that we're willing to open up our humidors to pretty much anybody out there, and to share, and to expose brands like you to people out there who may have never have had opportunity, or have never heard of you before. Go, well, let me hook you up with some GTOs. I think you'll really like them. They're fantastic cigars, and send them out to people.
For sure. But ask me questions. I talk too much. You're not asking me. You should ask me anything that comes to your mind. So either me or Tony can answer them for you.
Of course. I'm kind of going through the comments. Does anybody have any questions here for Tony or Dr. O out there on it? Because I know I'm kind of fanboying out because I've been a huge fan of Dr. O for a long time, and he kind of already answered my few questions that I had asked out there about the blending and about the aging and curing. So he kind of answered a lot of those on what he does.
I got a question, Doc. What anything coming up? Where can we find you in the next 4 weeks if we want to stop in and have a GTO cigar with you?
Good question. This week, like I always do about 3 or 4 events a week. I'm out there every night. So on Tuesday night, I'll be in Atlanta in a place called Sticks Cigars up in Marietta. Then on Wednesday, I'm going to be at DD in Hiram, doing a small event there. Thursday, I'll be at Highlands. If you're in the Atlanta area, come on down and smoke one with me. I'll give you. If there's one thing that you're going to get for free, is a hug. I'm going to give you a hug because I love hugging. And then on Friday, I go down to. I have an event in Zephyr Hills in Florida. It's called Island Cigar with an Eisland. Island Cigars. We're going to be tearing it up there. That place is vicious. And then on Saturday, if you're in the Lakeland area, we'll be doing the Cigar Life anniversary event. A lot of good. They got breakfast. They got lunch. They got all kinds of cigars there. There'll be at least 24 cigar vendors there. All great companies. Great product. And that's just for this week. Next week it'll be something else. But we're out there. They're out there. Hit it, and buy some, get some, enjoy them. Hit me up, text me, let me know that you like them, and whatever I could do for you, I promise I will. I always try to make the best of everything we can, especially if you're helping me support my family. I got 10 kids. I got 10. No, I'm okay. I don't got the 10 kids.
Hey, that's me.
There you go. Now I will pass your information over to Antonio so you guys can get in contact there. So you can definitely start stocking some wonderful GTOs in that humidor of yours for your great patrons out there to purchase.
I think so. Anthony asks excuse me, Doc. Anthony asks where I am at up north. Anthony, I am in the northeast section of the United States. My base is New York City, but I go all the way far down as Virginia. So definitely hit me up. Dan will give you my information if you want us to come down. If you're in that area and we're local around there, I'll come out to you, come see you. We'll set up a cut and light so we can have everybody choose the best cigar on the market, the GTO cigar. Somebody else asked, where would I be at? Well, this weekend on Saturday, I'm going to be at the Perfect Smoke Cigar Lounge in East Orange, New Jersey. It is their customer appreciation event. It's going to be food. It's going to be GTO cigar specials. You're going to have we have a sample some of our newest sticks. One being the Insomnia. The Royal Game is going to be in full effect out there on Saturday, and we're going to have a whiskey tasting and sampling with the Den of Thieves whiskey brand. So definitely, it's January 17th, East Orange, New Jersey, Perfect Smoke Cigar Lounge.
There you go. Look at that. Some great places. You can connect with Doc in Georgia this week, and you can connect with Antonio this weekend out in the New Jersey area if you're out there. Man, I had a blast tonight. I've really enjoyed this cigar way too much.
Oh man, we did too.
Yeah, but cigar did you get the Insomnia? I think I sent you that one.
Yes, I do have the Insomnia, and it is going to get put into the rotation probably next week. So okay. I'm looking forward to smoking it. I did smoke the Royal Game the other night. Fantastic, and that will probably get posted out by the end of this week. So very good cigar. So I recommend the Royal Game. It was very good. I was like, dang, I had another GTO that pulls out
You gotta bring out the bucket.
the highest honor I can bestow upon a cigar.
I like that. I like that. Well, when you smoke the Insomnia, you're gonna be really impressed because this is the first time I came out of the box, trying to create something a little bit different using tobaccos that everybody keeps on talking about. So I was like, well, if I have to play, it's better to work with the devil than to be against him completely. So I said, let me get some Nicaraguan dangum tobacco. Let me work with some of these things, and I worked along with a good friend of mine named Mario Caraballo and Papito Gomez, which he's the one who he's the owner of the factory, and he got us the right tobaccos. We did some tasting notes. We put it together. We did a good amount of aging on the tobacco just to polish it. It's got some the nicest thing I think about that cigar is that I became a fan of the Condega Habano Oscuro. What a fantastic little wrapper there, huh? When you smoke it, you're gonna see what that's about. And
I'm looking forward to it, and I love Mario too. Mario's fantastic, dude.
Mario's he's really dedicated to the passion. Loves what he does too. I like the work he does. He's a go-getter, not just sitting on his ass. He's also a retired vet. He's a army guy, but it's okay. But that says less. He's a great guy. Love him to death. And hey, I love everybody who's in this business. As long as just don't be a dick. I'm sick of dicks. We got dicks everywhere, man. So like,
well, Richard, I can help you out with that. If you go to the link tree I've posted in the description there, and you click the one that says Black Box Cigar Club, you can go over there and pick up fabulous GTO cigars from Dantley, and you can use my affiliate promo code there and save a bunch of coinage on that as well. There out there is Black Box is one of my preferred retail partners.
Shout out to Black Box Cigars. Yeah, great job that he's doing.
Dantley's a fantastic dude, and he carries a great range of fantastic boutique cigars out there, and he is a nice carrier of GTO. And for my birthday, Dantley sent me a beautiful care package of GTO cigars, and I enjoyed them fully, which is where I got introduced to the oak barrel aged Maduro, and I said, man, this cigar, dang, man, where has this been my entire life?
I got you.
Where has this been? Man, I was just,
they're all nice.
I was like, Doc hit a grand slam to win the World Series with this one.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a fantastic cigar. Yeah, Richard, I'd recommend if you want to pick up some GTOs, head over to Black Box and then use my promo code. Save yourself some coinage on the order, and he carries most of the popular GTO lines out there. Wow. Yeah, this cigar is just it's so good. It is so good, man. I'm gonna praise this cigar until the day I die. That of a lot of barrel aged cigars out there, you have the best that I have ever had.
Wow.
And there are a lot of good ones out there, but yours is not good. It is great.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you. And the price point. That sucker's only in Georgia. Georgia, they're about $13. In Florida and Alabama, they are $11.50.
See, look at that. And I have to buy, a lot of stuff like this I have to buy online because I just don't have them available at my local places around here. And I'm not going to pay those Colorado taxes on cigars, I'm not going to pay the 68% tax.
Oof.
Well, that's cheap. In New York, we got 75%.
Now you guys are all, man. We really need to come together. And, you know, the people of Colorado, the guys, the people that smoke, talk to your congressmen, talk to your Senate people, you know, to your elected officials, man. Write them letters. Let them know that you're upset with the way they treat tobacco, cigars
I
per
know.
se. Let them know, because like, and don't vote for people that don't vote for. If these guys aren't aligned with what you like, don't put them back in office, man. These people, you know, like I'm definitely a proponent of getting rid of everybody. I'd like to do a completely clean slate. Everybody go.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
You know,
Let's
set
go.
I, yeah,
a new set of rules, and let's get new people in here, and just a 4-year term or a 2-year. Once you did it once, get the hell out. Somebody new, so that it's always changing, and somebody that fights for us, the people that pay the taxes, because there's no reason why they
yeah.
should be killing everybody with this stuff. You know, like it's just wrong. But if the people don't get together, there's no way to rally and wait for something to happen. You know, like if you the squeaky wheel gets the grease, you know, and if you don't say nothing, then it just stays the way it is, you know. So get out there, fight for it, you know, join the. Uh, I'm not a proponent of any group, but whatever group is fighting, find out CRA, PCA, get behind them, talk to them, let them know that you know you're there. In our case, now that I'm one of the I'm on the e-board for the new the TPA, and we're constantly looking for people to come on in on the TPA and join us and be part of the voice, support. But you know, put some bread on there, because we, you know, money is what moves everything. But we got to win this fight, because we've already proved that cigars are okay for you now. We know that the FDA knows that. So that all this talk, this first generation, that the smoke, the if you're exposed to it, first class, second class, third class, all of that is a farce. It's a farce. You don't get cancer from smelling the clothes of a cigar smoker. There's no way to get that. Cigar smoke is alkaline. Period. It's not acidic. The tobacco, the nicotine in cigars it's alkaline. It's a salt. So it's not even an ion like what's in the cigarettes, guys. So you know, read more, learn more about it. If you have questions,
No chemicals.
there are no
It's a
chemicals.
natural product. It's not like cigarettes. It is not a reconstituted sheet of cardboard doused with chemicals.
Definitely.
It's completely separate. And unfortunately, politicians just like to label everything tobacco as cigarettes, regardless of what it is.
Yep. It's
And,
terrible.
and it's a shame, you know. Like I was I was a big proponent of the tax changes here in Wyoming for cigars to make it better for the retail shops out there. And I think it's done a lot of wonders, and shops are willing to bring in new stuff because of those changes out there. And the fact that, 8 miles south in Colorado, it's a 68% tax on cigars. And here in Wyoming, it's an outrageous 30 cents,
Oh wow.
So you got a big difference between 8 miles,
Holy crap.
of the tax structure that's out there and what they do. So I think that's important to you have to look at out there. Unfortunately, I don't have the choice of brands that I would have down there, but again, if I'm looking for something, 68% to 30 cents. That's a big difference.
Well,
When you look at
I'm
it.
I'm I'm gonna send Tony out there to Wyoming. Tony, get yourself a pair of shit kickers and a cowboy hat. Get your ass up there.
Yeah, I'm there.
That's right, and enjoy the 3-hour drives between cigar shops.
Ooh.
It's like Arkansas.
Arkansas is rough, brother. Wow.
I had a great time tonight, guys. Thank you both so much for coming on and hanging out with me. Thank you all to everybody in the chat as well. You guys, of course, always crush it. I appreciate that. Anything either of you'd like to promote before we end out the show tonight?
Well,
No,
let me go.
go
Let me go
ahead.
before Doc goes. I want you to finish up, Doc. Of course. Uh, we always say in the cigar world, if you choose wisely. If you smoke, smoke great, but also make it a GTO day.
I like that. I'm not even gonna mess with that. That's beautiful. I want everybody to be blessed, long ashes, and please continue to support this wonderful, the 505. That's the shit right there. But these guys, he's doing the best he can to put the word out there and bring good information to the people. Support this guy. Listen to his podcast whenever he's on, uh, and show him some love, man. And we appreciate you and everybody that enjoys cigar smoking. God bless all of you.
God bless.
Yes, and again, tomorrow, the condensed version of the top 10 will be posted out here on YouTube and Rumble. So it's 2 minutes and it's just photos. So that way you can go through it without having to watch the 25-minute video on why I put brands where they were at. And again, be on the lookout probably from Half Wheel for their best of 2025, as I was one of the 25 content creators and media personalities selected that they're going to go through to build their ultimate list. And I'm completely honored by that, being really the only one that they selected that is in the boutique and small brand world out there. So hopefully, more love coming out to the boutique and small brands out there from the big media people out there. Is I glad they're seeing the hard work that I've been putting out there for the last 6.5 years to promote all these fantastic brands and to give them love and to showcase them so that a wider range audience now can see that there's fantastic stuff out there outside of the big boys. So I'm happy. I'm completely honored by that.
I apologize, Doc. If you're ever looking for information on GTO Cigars, our website is GTO drop down tabs, look out for locations. There are 2,000 retail partners across the United States selling GTO cigars as well as black box cigars. So go check out the website.
And I have a direct link down in the description to the website, to GTO's website there. Plus, both of these guys' social media out there, so you can connect with them out there on social media as well. I made it super easy. You just click on it, and it'll automatically take you to their social media pages, so you can hit follow. It's that easy. I made it easy for y'all out there. And next Monday night, Candace Ford from LLC Cigars will be the guest. I'm looking forward to speaking with her. And that's it for tonight. Gentlemen, thank you so much. Everybody out there, take care. Be safe out there. Don't do anything Dr. O and Antonio and I wouldn't do, because we're sweet and innocent boys. And we'll catch y'all later. Everybody, thank you.